The first day of NFL free agency is over, and it's time to talk about the moves the Buccaneers and decisions the Buccaneers made on this episode of the Buccaneers Breakdown. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tampa Bay Sports Daily. I apologize for the lack of content over the last month. That is on me. And let's dive right into it. Free agency opened up today at 12 p.m. Eastern, and not technically. So players are allowed to agree to new contracts today, but they can't sign them till this coming Wednesday, which is the 11th. So, jumping right in, the Buccaneers, in the first 30 minutes of free agency, announced that they re-signed Cade into a 3-year, $30 million contract. That's $10 million a year. And based on what other tight ends got, the Buccaneers definitely got the cheaper side of the stick. And for a tight end like Cade Otton, that really, really helps, as he's not the best tight end out there, I believe, personally. But because there's multiple instances, especially this season, that drop passes or something have led to a turnover, like in the Rams game. He bobbled the ball and it went right into the Rams' hands, and they took it back for a pick six. And then against the Lions, both in primetime games, another one where he bobbled it, and they both resulted in interceptions. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about this re-sign. I don't know if they offered other tight ends contracts and they're like, oh, we're going to go sign somewhere else. So they're like, okay, let's just bring back Cade Otton. But $30 million is a lot for an average tight end, but not a horrendous move for Tampa Bay. Now let's get into the free agency signings. I'm not going to talk about Mike Evans in this video. I'll have a video out tomorrow breaking down just how the relationship with Mike Evans and how that whole situation came down, because I think his statement today really changed my view on that, of how I was going to break that down. But Buccaneers announced a little bit later into free agency, about an hour that they signed running back Kenneth Gainwell from Pittsburgh. He's a solid running back, very, very good. $14 million for 2 years. Not a bad contract at all for a backup running back. You obviously got Bucky Irving, Rachaad White they let walk, and Sean Tucker is not as under contract right now. So they needed a good, solid backup running back. And I feel like that Gainwell's quickness and shiftiness, and that he's more of a passing back, will really help, as it basically is a replacement for Rachaad White, and they fit each other so well. And it allows Rachaad White to go play somewhere else, because he was not very happy with the touches he was getting, even when Bucky was hurt. Sean Tucker was getting more of the carries, more of the passing breakdowns and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if the Bucs re-sign Sean Tucker tomorrow, or even over the next couple days, as we still got some contracts coming in and new free agency offers. But that was Rico Dowell for the Steelers, which is a nice running back pickup there. But getting to the Buccaneers' second signing today, and I think this was the biggest one in my personal opinion. They get linebacker Alex Anzalone for $17 million, 2 years. And this is such a good offer, because they needed linebacker depth and a good linebacker with Lavonte David getting up there. We're not sure if Lavonte is going to re-sign this year even, and if he's going to even play football. He's still debating. Apparently we might get that news tomorrow. Wouldn't surprise me if we get it tomorrow. But just overall, the Bucs needed that a boost on the defensive side, and they got it. And it'll be interesting with the moves they make, because they still got a little bit of money left. They had like $52 million coming in. They've only spent about half of that. So it's not a horrendous spot to be in right now. For Tampa Bay, I think they need an outside linebacker, edge rusher, as that is a really big hole. I think they need another wide receiver. They let Sterling Shepard walk. Obviously, let Mike Evans walk as well. But I think another veteran wide receiver could really help that young wide receiver room. You obviously got Chris Godwin in there, but he's always constantly been hurt, so I think another wide receiver would really help. And that doesn't necessarily mean draft one. I'll have probably three different mock drafts that I go through using PFF, and those videos will come out shortly. Spring break's coming up, so I'm hoping to be able to do some videos then. But the Bucs, very interesting first day free agency. Obviously, the biggest news was letting Mike Evans walk and him signing with the 49ers. But again, I'll cover that in another video. But I think the Bucs really improved. I see teams people saying they didn't. But there's two spots they got were really good signs. And then bringing back Cade Otton is fine, I guess. I mean, I'm not the biggest Cade Otton fan. I don't think he's a great tight end. But bringing a good running back in who's consistently proven himself as a good passing back and a good returner is great. And then bringing a good linebacker in Alazoni, who's quick, shifty, even though he is 32. I think getting maybe another younger linebacker could really help. But we'll see what moves they make tomorrow. Obviously, I'll do another video if they sign anyone else. That'll be free agency day 2, and then day 3, and so on and so forth. We'll break down each move they make. If they make any trades upcoming, obviously people wanted them to trade for Max Crosby, but that wasn't going to happen. So that's going to do it for today's video. It was a quick one, just breaking down the 2 free agency signings and then the 1 re-sign the Bucs made today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps. And I'm sorry for the lack of content recently. That is completely on me. I have no excuse for it. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day.